In Murray, Kentucky, a small college town near the Tennessee border, the police department knew one of their own was a predator, and they let him keep his badge anyway. Justin Swope was a detective sergeant with the Murray Police Department. He investigated crimes. He carried a gun. He wore a badge that said he was the person you could trust. But in January of 2019, Murray Police Department launched an internal investigation into Swope. They found that he had been communicating with a 15-year-old girl on Snapchat. The messages were documented. One read, quote, "Don't be kissing me in my dreams," end quote. The department investigated, they documented their concerns, and then they did nothing. Swope kept his badge, he kept his gun, he kept his access to the community, and he was promoted to detective sergeant. The officer they investigated for messaging a child became the detective sergeant they trusted to investigate your crimes. The abuse didn't stop. According to Kentucky State Police, it continued for years. Rape, sodomy, sexual abuse of a minor. The same victim. The same girl MPD knew about in 2019. 7 years. That's how long the abuse continued after the department documented their concerns. 7 years that Swope remained a police officer, a detective, a trusted figure in the community. 7 years that a child was being victimized by someone the police department had already identified as a risk. In May of 2026, new allegations finally reached the Murray Police Department. This time they called in Kentucky State Police Post 1. Swope was arrested on May 20th. He resigned the same day, but the indictments kept coming. On June 26, a Callaway County grand jury handed down 30 felony counts: rape, sodomy, sexual abuse of a minor, third-degree rape. Then on July 13th, the Trigg County grand jury added 8 more charges, a second county, a second indictment. Same victim. 38 total felony charges. One victim, years of abuse. And a police department that had every opportunity to stop it in 2019. When Swope was arraigned, he appeared in both courtrooms in shackles and jail flip-flops. The detective sergeant who once stood at podiums presenting evidence now stood before judges as the accused. But the real question isn't about Swope. He's done. 38 felony counts to make sure of that. The real question is about the Murray Police Department. Who made the call to keep him on the force after 2019? Who signed off on his promotion? Who looked at those Snapchat messages and decided that a slap on the wrist was enough? How many cases did Swope work between 2019 and 2026 T? How many victims did he encounter? How many people sat in his interview room trusting him because of the badge on his chest? And the hardest question of all, is this really the only victim? Kentucky State Police say the investigation is ongoing. Justin Swope used his badge as a hunting license, and the Murray Police Department handed him the ammunition. Where do you stand on this? Share this with someone who needs to see it, and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss future videos.